Hello, my name is David Scott Croy. This is Screencast Unit 15. We were asked to answer 7 questions. Number 1 is, how did the change in seasons affect the daily range of temperatures in January, February, and March? As we can see, this is January and February. The day and night variations on the average are much lower than the March day and night temps. This is due to the orbital tilt of the Earth as it rotates around the Sun. This tilt allows for more or less sun to hit the northern hemisphere, causing this part of the Earth to warm or cool. In January and February, the diurnal shifts are still present, but we are down into the negative 45 degrees up to the negative 10 or to the negative 5 degrees. And in March, we start off at 25 degrees and we go to a lowest of maybe 9 degrees, approximately around 30 degrees on the average, and this is in March. This is due to the change in the seasonal tilt of the Earth. As I said, during each day and night, either in the cold of winter or the summer months, each day and night follows a cycle of warm days and cold nights. Warm days, cold nights. Warm days, cold nights. Warm days, cold nights. This time of year, January and February, is still very cold with little effect from the sun changing temperatures, but March, the sun is more active in building temperature in the north. Question 2. If the temperatures are warmer than climatology, does this represent clear or cloudy conditions? I said if the temps are warmer than climatology, this does not necessarily represent clear or cloudy conditions. On the 25th of January, the temperatures were normal at negative 5 degrees with fog and light clouds. On the 29th, the weather maps were similar with cloud cover that persisted with the below average temperature of negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Here we can see the difference in pressure, or difference in temperature with similar cloud conditions. But during the first part of the 25th, the pressure was approximately sea level pressure, but it did start to climb all the way up to 1045, and this is when the temperature drastically decreased to 40 degrees below zero, and this is when it started to warm back up. Question 3. How do the changes in temperature and humidity reflect the changes in weather and movement of different air masses? On the 24th of March, the RH decreases as the temperature increases, and the dew point follows the temperature with a slight time lag for adjustment. So on the 24th, you see temperature going down and then going up with the diurnal shifts. And on the 24th, we see the dew point going down with the temperature and going up with the diurnal shifts here, and the RH directly opposite of the temperature, going up when the temperature goes down. So we see here on the 24th, the skies are clear and the temperature was within normal range. And on the 26th, the temperature was above normal. And we'll show that on figure 2. And we can see the 24th here, normal conditions with diurnal shifts, and when the clouds start to move in, it trapped the radiant heat and kept the diurnal shift small and the temperature above normal. Question 4. Are the satellite measurements of humidity consistent with the station measurements, or do the days with station measurements of higher humidity correspond with brighter shades of the corresponding satellite images? So on the 24th, we see the RH at around 90%, dropping down during the day and going up during the early morning and back down. And in the 26th area, we see the dew point and the RH coming together, possibly to make precipitation. So on the 24th here, we see a lot of clear skies Same here on the visible light. Infrared was pretty clear. There was a little bit of cloud cover, but it was thin and sparse on the water vapor. On the 26th, we see more cloud cover. Here, a little bit more here, and a little more here, but the water vapor, there was a lot more in the area, and this coincides with the measurements to indicate possible rain or precipitation. Question 5. How do the winds explain the observed weather, and how do the prevailing winds influence the climate? Well, here, the winds of the weather map on the 25th of January show a southeasterly flow that created fog and light snow in the area of Eagle. On figure 1, the temperature was within average range, and then it starts to dip all the way till the 31st, and as we'll see on the next weather map, the wind is coming directly from the north with this high over the top of Eagle, bringing cold air from the north, dropping the temperatures considerably to negative 45 degrees. I think this shows that the prevailing winds influence climate and weather by bringing cold or warm air masses into the area. Whereas we can see a majority of air coming from the north to the south in the area of Eagle, bringing massive cold air. This is going to be a little bit different. The air is much warmer, and we're getting up into the 50s during March. And let's take a look at the weather map. On the 24th here, we have lows coming up from the south, pushing warm air north. On the 26th, we also have warm air coming up from the south, cloud cover, greater solar radiational heating. And on the 28th, still warm air coming up from the south and challenging the high systems from the north. I believe the prevailing winds are an effect of the tilt of the Earth and the equatorial heat's ability to reach the subarctic areas. Question 6. Explain the meteorological conditions that gave rise to colder than expected temperatures in Eagle in late January. As we can see, a dip in temperature that is quite a bit below normal, with light cloud cover and a high to the north bringing cold air into Eagle on the weather map January 29th. Here's the light cloud cover with the high bringing cold air from the north. As we can see, the pressure readings were normal, approximately sea level on the 25th, and with the drop in temperature, there was a huge climb in pressure, and on the 31st it starts to drop back down and the temperature starts to increase. And here we see on the 25th the drop in temperature with the increase in pressure, and on the 31st it starts going back up. The temperature starts going back up when the temperature starts to fall. And on the 31st there's lots of high pressure over Eagle, and there is also a low starting to build in the North Pacific, which I believe causes different air mass to come into the area. The pressure is starting to fall and the temperature is starting to rise. I believe question number 6 emphasizing the fact that in January and early February there's a lot of cold air coming down from the north, and some is mixing from the weather from the south, which is much warmer. But the higher pressures here are still dominating in the area, causing clear and cold weather. Final question number 7. Explain the meteorological conditions that gave rise to warmer than expected temperatures in Eagle in late March. Figure 2 shows temperatures up until midday on the 25th. This is within normal range, and then it stays higher than normal for approximately 3 days. And on the weather map of the 24th, we can see what causes normal temperatures in March, with clear skies, more sun heating the area due to the seasonal change. On the 26th weather map, we can see a low moving in and lots of cloud cover that's keeping that radiant heat that was absorbed from the sun into the area. And on the 28th, the sky is starting to clear and the temperatures are moving back into a normal range. And finally, what meteorological conditions would give rise to typical temperatures in Eagle in late March? Well, figure 2, the typical temperatures in mid-March are very diurnal. 10-degree range, in the 10-degree range due to clear skies with sun heating the ground and cooling at night. This is due to the seasonal change happening during this time. This is early spring for the area, and this was emphasized on the 24th March weather map with clear skies and lots of radiational heating. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the good semester. I learned a lot.